Gearbest has sent me the JJRC H50, really smart looking quad. Looks like a smaller version of my unique Q500, but with brushed motors, unfortunately. It's called the Windseeker, and it comes in three different flavours. Basically, I've got the basic one actually. You get one with a camera, and then you can do a Wi-Fi camera as well. You've got the few of the features and functions on there, and then round onto the other side of the box, you sort of got an angled shot of the quad, and it's a really smart looking quad. I do like the look of the shape, and the LEDs look smart on it as well. 2-cell 500 milliamp hour battery, and if you've got the one with the camera, you can actually adjust the angle of it remotely. So that's everything out of the box, and this is one smart looking quad. I do like the look of it. First time I came across this sort of airframe was on my unique Q500, which is a lot bigger than this one, and they seem to have scaled them down. I like the design. Apart from the having a bigger airframe does tend to catch the wind a little bit more, but it shouldn't be any problem with these motors, I'm sure. The nice thing is you get a lot of strength with this actual design, so that's good. And the plastic's quite flexible, as you can sort of see the deflection there, so I quite like that. Rigid is very good if you're into racers and everything, but if you're learning and you want just a small durable quad, a little bit of flexibility doesn't hurt. Talking about flexibility, you've got massive flexibility in these props. I don't think they damage anything. If you hit anything, they sort of deflect out the way. But if you are new to flying, I do suggest you put the prop guards on, and you get a set of 4 of those. They're just simply a couple of spigots go down into the holes there. You've got the screws there, and of course they give you the little Phillips screwdriver as well. So just pop that back off. You also get a spare set of props, and you have to note what way the props rotate, and they're clearly marked A on the rotation on the actual quads, and even the arms are marked A and B as well, so just be careful of that. Put them on the wrong way, it won't fly. The landing gear is basically built on, and it's these sort of LED motor pod sort of covers, and there's no way any dirt or dust or anything can get sucked up that way, which is really nice. Seems to be the way they seem to be doing all of them. And that will basically land sort of there, just almost on belly down with a little bit of deflection. You could touch the belly down, so you can't have a camera on there if you haven't got the extended landing gear on. And then here's the extended landing gear. A couple of screws holds it in position. So with the extended landing gear on, it does give you quite a bit of lift there. Whether or not it's got enough power to actually lift any sort of reasonable camera, I think you'd be pushing it quite a bit, but certainly a small camera on there wouldn't be a problem at all. And the legs are a little bit flexible, which I really like, and they're well spread, so actually landing is not a problem at all, so you shouldn't really fall over. The battery you get is a 2-cell, and it's a 500 milliamp hour, and you charge it through the actual balance charger cable here, and they give you a USB adapter, so you can charge basically wherever you are, out in the car, on your computer, or mains adapter. It's got one of these unusual connectors, unfortunately, which usually makes them a little bit harder to find replacement batteries or spare batteries. But if I find a spare battery for you, I'll put it down in description, because it's always good to have spares. You get more flying time then, obviously. The battery bay has loads of space, so you can get the battery in and all your cables without a real fiddle, which is rather good. You don't connect up with the balance charger cable, you just purely connect up on the mains one there, and then this the door closes and clicks into position, and that's really solid. There's no screw or anything. And the thing I like about this quad is you can actually get an on-off switch as well, so you can leave your battery connected. Onto the transmitter, and it's quite a nice transmitter. It is a toy grade one, obviously, but it's got the grips on the back and little carry handle there, rather nice. The aerial is totally fake. There's nothing there at all. I'll probably just leave it off, to be honest, and the aerial will be running around here somewhere or other, so if you wanted to do some work and you were getting right into your quads, then you could probably extend the range, but probably it will work fine, to be perfectly honest. And I'll run through all the functions on this in a little while, but it's quite a nice transmitter. You do need 4 AA batteries for it, which just simply pop in the back there, and you don't get supplied with those. Now, the instruction manual from JJRC, for a change, is really good. Sometimes I've had some real howlers from them, but this one's laid out nice and clear, all in one language, all very big text and very clearly printed, Actually got a table of contents as well. It's really nicely done. The translations are pretty good. There's a couple of slight errors, but really well done, and it folds away really nicely as well. Runs through everything you basically need to know, and runs through all the transmitter functions and everything, and it covers for the other models with the actual camera versions and the Wi-Fi versions as well. Tells you how to bind, just really well laid out. They've actually got it right with this one. The basics of flying, if you're new to flying, then you could actually get away with this, and obviously the reviews will help as well, I do hope. And then on to doing the flips and other things, any problem caused to be solved, and how the solutions are, and it runs through all your parts with them photographed, and then literally what they're called. So if you're new to quads, it sort of identifies everything for you. Really good manual. It doesn't seem to matter whether you put the transmitter on first of all or the quadcopter. I'll put the quad on first, and then I can show you the LEDs. They're really smart and reasonably bright as well. You can see them from any direction as well. You've got the flashing green one on the back as well, which is rather nice. And then you've got this blue sort of nose one here as well, so quite smart. As you can see, they're flashing away until we turn the transmitter on. And then they go to a slower flash, so they're ready now to actually bind. Up and down on the throttle, and it's a mode 2 transmitter, so this is your throttle and this is your direction lever here, and as you can see the LEDs have stopped flashing, but the green one still does, so that just keeps on flashing away. To turn the lights on and off, you simply press this one here and that kills them all. You still get the green flashing one and you still get the nose one on the blue, but you kill the main ones underneath. If you want to flip, you simply press this one here and it keeps beeping, and it's waiting for a direction to flip, so forward, it'll flip forward, sideways or backwards. The trim buttons are the usual ones, and then if you've got the one with the actual camera on board, you activate the video here, and even though there's no camera connected, it tells you that you've actually pressed it to start video. Or if you want to take a stills, you press this one here and you just get a quick flash off that. If you want to go into headless mode, simply press this one, and then you get a constant beep off the transmitter, and also you get the LEDs pulsing away. And to cancel that, simply press that one again. To start the motors, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can either pull these down and out. Sorry, that's because it's just touching my hand there. It actually stopped rotating, so that's better. And then to alter the speed, so the actual rates on this one is different. It's got a little dial, and you have to press it to start off, and it starts at 50% and starts flashing, and then you just dial it up to whatever you want, and it goes up to 100 obviously. And I'm just going to whack it right the way around, because you can actually come down to 10%, which is like hardly moving at all, but I suppose nice if you're new to it. So to stop the motors, you can just bring these down and kill them. The other way of starting the motors is simply to press this one, and also it stops as well if you press that as well. To calibrate the quad, and I suggest you do that if you've had a crash with it or it's not flying quite right, before you start touching trims and everything, make sure it's on a nice level surface and don't move it while you're doing the calibration. Bring the two sticks down and to your left, and then you get flashing LEDs. And once they've finished flashing, that means the calibration is complete. Take off using their takeoff button, which basically just primes it, ready to take off. And then we're up and away. It starts at 50% rate, so it should be quite nice. We're going to get a lot of drifting around in the garden, because there's quite a wind coming through, and it can go all over the place in this garden. Whee! It's quite a distinctive looking quad actually. I quite like that sort of long nose. And those LEDs really work. I like the flashing green one on the back, it's quite smart. Yeah, that's nice. I'll play around the rates in a minute. Let's have a go with the flipping. See how we get on with that. So you press this one to flip. Wait, whoa, not too bad. With altitude hold it should be alright. So it gives it a little bit of power, as you can see, and then drops down. Not really one of my favourites. I'll bring it in nice and close now. I know it's not too dangerous. There we go. And then we've got the LEDs on and off. Oh, there you are. You can see that they do actually work quite well. Yeah. And the altitude hold works well. And the only thing with altitude hold, if you want to go up fast or come down fast, it's quite difficult to do because you're
they never seem to have a lot of guts. I'm going to put that into full, so that's full ascent, and that's full throttle, and that's full throttle off basically. So completely off there. Let's pop it into headless mode. So just simply press this one here, and we've got headless. That's definitely headless. That's 50%. It doesn't seem that fast, to be perfectly honest, but let's see how we go. So press the button down. Let's just take it straight up to 100, might as well. Wait, that's a bit better. Oh yeah, that's quite nice actually. Whoa. Yaw doesn't, no, the yaw doesn't seem to change. Whoa, that's weird. The pitch and roll's really nice actually. So let me just show you there. So that's right roll, left roll. Whoa, that's really good. That's forward pitch. Yeah, I like that, but the yaw, that's full yaw at 100%. That's really slow. Just see whether they do banked curves. Yeah, it's fine. It actually does alright. I just was expecting more. Yeah, that's fine. Well, that's the way they've done it. So actually nothing wrong with it. It just does seem a bit slow. And let's put the rates right down now. So we're just going to press that. Sorry, the button's still working. So just let's get it up off the ground. So let's get it down to like 30%. See how we get on. There we go. So that's just on 28%. Whoa, that's low. I thought when it went down to 10% it was going to be so slow. That's still nice to learn on. It's not too fast. I've got to try it at 10%. I don't know. It's got to be a go. And that's a yaw. So I think it does alter the yaw. It's certainly that's full roll. I've got to try this 10% one. That's down to 10%. Right, okay, it's on full pitch. Oh, even I'm looking dynamic here. And that's full roll, it's hardly doing anything. Well, you have to get it out of the way. It's literally just about tilting. Just about. So the throttle and the yaw, I think, sort of work the same. It's just purely the pitch and roll. So I'm going to pop that back up. Oops. So once you've pressed the button, it stays on the actual to adjust it. Well, yeah, that's nice. God, that makes it makes it seem really fast compared to that 10%. Yeah, that's lovely. Like I say, that yaw is faster, but it's not great. But it's fine. I'm just used to more yaw, I suppose. But it does fly nicely. I'll do a quick range test, I think. I just want to bat it around the garden, to be honest. It's kind of fun. Let's see how it gets on with funneling. Whoa! Yeah, see, I think the yaw needs to be a bit stronger actually, because it's just, yeah, it's sort of, it's not gonna funnel particularly well. No, it's just gonna. The pitch and roll is so strong, it just pulls it off. There we go. Yeah, no, that's funneling. It's sort of doing eccentric circles, really. I didn't think the LEDs would work so well, but they really do. Nice. Oh, and the descent is nice and slow. I know I can do 80 meters down there. Whether or not it'll reach 80 meters, I don't know. I don't really want to fly away because it does. Way, that is 80 meters, just about there. That was fine, no problem at all. Yay, nice stuff. Oh, it's just so slow on the ascent, just purely because of the altitude hold, so that's full descent. Just the throttle's off there completely. So the sort of pitch and roll sort of give you the impression that it would be quite sporty, and it is if you keep it all more or less on one level, like that. It's really quite nice. But if you get it up to any height and you want it back down, it's that slow. Yeah, so I think in a strong wind it would probably keep it up away from you. That's rather nice though. Whoa! Hey! Oh well, I was getting all carried away there. That's nice. Instantly cuts the motors. That was a test I was going to do. Exactly why I put that there. You believe that, you believe anything. That's nice, flyer. Just one more yaw. It's fun, I tell you. Good stuff. It's a nice flyer. And if you're new to flying, of course you can crank that right down, it wouldn't be a problem at all. We're getting flashing LEDs. Not too sure exactly when they started. I'll run it out just to see how long we do get with that low power warning. That is nice. You can hand land or hand launch, obviously. Just bring it down into land and then hold the throttle off for a couple of seconds, it'll be fine. Just going to get it going again. And then if you want to land conventionally, with it landed, basically just press that and then you can choose the direction still. That's it, and that will cut it after a couple of seconds again. There we go. It's quite sort of ski, isn't it? Quite smart looking. Okay, I was just driving past and came across this gorgeous place, so just going to give it a quick flight in here. If it can lift the camera, which it can quite easily. I just thought this was beautiful. And I've only got the little 801-16 with me, so I'm not too sure how well it will perform. It's not a great camera, I know there's a lot better out there, but I still like it. It's been with me a long time. I've been through a lot of incidents. I think it would be my turn. It's a lovely little gentle flyer if you keep it in low rates. I kind of wish I had FPV on, because this would be a beautiful place to fly through. I'm just trying to guess where the twigs are. Hey, that's really nice. That's in low rates. A beautiful, really nice flight. We like. Okay, a seriously quick test just with the Q6 on the bottom. I haven't even bothered putting the landing gear on. It's getting really windy here, so I'm just going to quickly do this. I'll hand catch it if need be. It should be fine. I'm just interested to see whether it can carry the weight, really, to be honest. Hey, it does, yeah. It's actually smooth. Nice. I wonder what the footage would be like. I haven't played around with just sort of, you know, trying to remove jello or anything like that. It's just purely a flight, just to see whether it will carry the weight without any problem, and it just proved that straight away. But being as I'm out here, I might as well have a play around, won't I? I think it would always be very rude not to. That's good. That's at 50%, so I'm just going to crank it up a bit. That's nice. All you're going to get is the ground when you pitch forward. But it's very good. It is really windy up there, so I'm hoping it will hold. Whoa, only just. Oh, because of course I haven't got much. I can't actually bring it down very quick if it does start to grab any wind. There we go, we just do a small descent for you. Ha! It's nice. Lovely. Not so easy without FPV on, I must admit. Well, I don't know, it was alright. I've flown worse.
Okay, so what do I think of it? Well, I'm pretty impressed with it actually. It's a nice little quad, and having the adjustable rates is quite nice, but I must admit, when you're flying, because it hasn't got position hold, as soon as you press this and then you start winding that up and down, you can't be on the stick. So I would have preferred buttons. I think, I don't know, 30, 60, 100% is a lot easier than using this, but that's just my personal choice. But you can crank this right down lower than any other quad I've come across, so if you really need to practice on a very low, slow quad, this could actually be it. I got just, it was over 80 metres, I would say we weren't quite 100 metres, but certainly no problem at all, and it held it. They do quote 150, it might well do that, but to be honest, if you haven't got anything on it like a camera for FTV or anything, that sort of range is not really very usable on something this size. You'd have a job seeing it at 150 metres, I think, but some people fly like that, so that's fine. If range is your thing, that's no problem at all. The battery and flight lasted quite well, but the charger just seems to take forever. I have no idea why, perhaps because it's a USB. So I've put a link down in description to a review I did on this little sort of battery charger, quite inexpensive, and they charge up really well. They charge you and they balance really well, and it will charge it in about an hour. So that's a lot better than the actual charge using the one they provided. Or I'll put a link down to the full hobby grade charger that I use. Have a look at the video, have a look at both the videos, and if that's your thing, or you're going to stay into the hobby, then those items would be well worth getting. So yep, really enjoy flying it, and I should be going out flying it some more.